Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster has been announced. This comes from Taylor Lyles at IGN. Capcom has announced Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, a remaster of the original Xbox 360 game coming to modern platforms. No release date was shared for the game nor specific platforms, as the once Xbox exclusive franchise has since appeared on other platforms. However, a release on PlayStation and PC as well as Xbox is perhaps likely. Capcom previously remastered Dead Rising when it released the HD version for PC, PS4, and Xbox One in 2016 to commemorate the series' 10th anniversary. This is so funny.
Yeah.
Because like this is one of the Tim Geddes predictions that I make like every showcase that we're going into, because it seems like at some point we're going to get this. I did not expect it to get it on a random Wednesday.
Yeah, why wasn't this part of any of the Summer Game Fest stuff?
It's a little bizarre.
It's Capcom. I feel like Capcom's always involved in that.
I feel like this might have been one of the things where it just didn't have a home, like with how good some of the showcases were, or this is the type of game that I don't think Jeff would just give the pass for.
Yeah,
and I think
I can see Capcom being like, we're not going to pay the... This is a 47-second trailer, so it'd be like $250K or whatever, but I can see them being like, we don't need that. It's a remaster.
Yeah.
But it's a really good-looking remaster, though.
Yeah, this is great. Give the people what they want. And it coming to other consoles potentially is really cool, you know? I love that Capcom is showing love and caring about its franchises. I think it's a good sign because Capcom are in such a unique position these days of having legacy IP and video games and video game worlds and characters that aren't just, you know, like IP based things. It's not like just a new Marvel game or a new Star Wars game. It's like they have Mega Man and Resident Evil and the list goes on. You know what I mean? And I just like that they're not giving up on a lot of their projects.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm always like impressed by Capcom as far as that, right? Like, I feel like when we talk about the big Capcom games that come out in a year, there's a level of confidence when we talk about like, oh yeah, they got a Resident Evil and a Street Fighter, and like, you know, you talk about like the mainstays, and then even underneath that, right? Like, I'm looking forward to what Kunitsugami Path of the Goddess is going to be, right? Like, I'm looking forward to seeing how that hits. I'm looking forward to seeing like when we finally get Pragmata. Pragmata is like the only, like really the one like outlier as far as like weird Capcom things.
But Capcom
that just
always has to have. What was the other one? Deep Dive.
Oh, Deep Down.
Deep Down. They always have to have that one thing that you're like, is that really going to happen?
Like, what's going on with this?
What's going on?
But outside of that, it's like, yeah, like cool. Dead Rising. I think this is the right move. I think people would want a Dead Rising remaster. I know Roger McCorney is going crazy over it, and so yeah, it seems like a good move. And it looks good. Like the trailer, I don't know if are they remastering the remaster?
And that's what's interesting. Kebabs writes in and says remaster/remake terminology is screwed. It's been screwed since day one. The amount of times we've had a conversation of like, what does this mean? What does that mean? And like, there's no consistency, and it drives me nuts. And I, more than anything, hate when everyone tries to get all damn cute and like, it's the insane trilogy. It's like, we don't need to fucking go crazy with this. Just like, call it what. Let's come up with something, but we're way past
Insane
that.
Trilogy fit perfectly for Crash Bandicoot. All right, Tim.
I guess, man. It could have just
insane, bro.
Remaster.
That's just so weird. Like, it's so weird. I feel like that's a retroactive, it makes sense thing. Like, why are they? We didn't need to go that hard.
Yeah, and when you, like, I think when you like get into like Mass Effect Legacy, Mass Effect Legendary Edition, where it's like I forget where we landed as far as is that a remake or a remaster, or you look at like Metroid Prime Remastered, and I'm like, oh no, man, it kind of looks like a remake. I don't know.
You look at games that just
I don't care anymore.
There's Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, but then there's just Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Period. Nothing else there. And then there's like Spyro, the reignited trilogy. It's like, yo, let's just.
It's cute.
It's not, man.
And like
RE2, what was that one for? That was
for Red Faction.
Fucking SpongeBob rehydrated. Like,
I love it.
What are we doing?
Here's the thing: RE2 remake. That's a reimagining, also. You know, let's get real. Let's have the real conversation.
But even that's just called Resident Evil 2.
Remake?
Oh, did they not have like
There's
the
no
remake to it? I guess.
So whatever. Again, my point is, it's confusing and it doesn't make sense. But also, who gives a shit?
Also, GTA
Look at
trilogy.
The game and you know what? Yeah, God.
It's all fucked.
Yeah, it's all fucked. But what I like about it, because like naming conventions aside, because at the end of the day, who the fuck gives a shit?
Who cares?
What I care about is that remasters are starting to look like this. Like Metroid Prime, whether it's a remaster remake, it's the better version of Metroid Prime. Yeah. That's good. You look at this Dead Rising, it looks awesome. Yeah. Like this, I just feel like technology's come so far, and like to look at, you know, PC mods and PC versions of games have always looked very cool. There's always been that like novelty to looking up, especially once RTX was introduced. Like recently, I was just telling you, I was looking up Need for Speed Underground RTX mods. And it's like, good Lord.
Come on,
it just makes the game look amazing. Or Mario 64 is like such a good example of seeing that with all the 4K and ray tracing and all that stuff. And it's like, whoa, this shit's gorgeous. I just love that technologically we're at a point now that enhancing old games but not getting in the way of the gameplay and of what actually the game feel and all that stuff is better and easier than ever. That it's not just, oh, it's in a higher resolution. It's like the game looks better without taking steps back from its art style and things like that.
Yeah.